Hi, I'm Nancy Lee, a visiting fellow at the Center for Global Development, and I'd like to describe an idea that we're exploring for a new regional integration model for the Western Hemisphere, focused on investment rather than on trade. This work is based on two sets of considerations. First, that there are still significant problems with the investment climate in the region, and second, that the region is now without a shared integration strategy. In recent years, the region has done much better on fighting inflation, on strengthening macroeconomic stability, and on opening markets. But progress on the investment climate has been much less dramatic. First, education and infrastructure systems are still weak. And second, the microeconomic environment for investment, the tax environment, the regulatory environment, the legal environment, is still exceptionally burdensome. The second consideration is the collapse in support for hemispheric free trade, which has left the region without a shared integration strategy. And yet we know from the experience of Europe and East Asia that integration matters a lot for growth, for investment, and for income convergence. So these two things together, the problems with the investment climate and the lack of a shared strategy, suggest to us that a cooperative effort to address the investment climate problems would be very beneficial for the regions. What we propose is a regional investment agreement in the form of a collective effort to set standards for reducing specific barriers to investment, both domestic investment and foreign investment. This kind of agreement could help countries improve systems for paying taxes, for obtaining licenses, for registering property, for dealing with customs controls, for accessing credit and infrastructure. The basic idea is for countries to get together, to choose a set of investment indicators that are important, and to set standards based on international norms that all countries in the region would then conform to. This work is made possible by new advances in the measurement of investment climate indicators. We now have indicators which are both objective and consistent across countries that could be used as the basis for this kind of agreement. Why is a multilateral approach useful in this case? Well, we know from the experience of trade that multilateral approaches can drive reform more quickly. They can also lock in reform, and in this case, they can help facilitate the cross-border production sharing that's so critical for regional competitiveness. We expected that this kind of agreement would boost growth in the region very significantly, but it's also likely to help raise the incomes of the poor, because it's likely to help small businesses that are now trapped in the informal sector move into the much more productive formal sector. And finally, this kind of agreement could provide a vehicle for addressing the need in the region for strengthening standards for protecting both the environment and for labor. That's the basic idea. I encourage you to take a look on the website for more information, and I very much welcome your reactions. Thanks very much.